Hello, friends. Worm here. At least that's what my wife calls me when she doesn't remove my flag from the background over there. Anyways, and today I wanted to talk about Destiny killers because, oh boy, we have had some discussion on Destiny killers, including the most recent Destiny killer, right, which was a Diablo 4. Which ironically has been kind of losing its player base, and they've been bleeding back over into Destiny. But I want to talk about Destiny killers and why I don't think there is currently a Destiny killer, and why I don't think that there's ever really gonna be a Destiny killer. It's kind of the same as saying, you know, oh, like X game will be the Call of Duty killer. Like, no, Call of Duty will never die. Like, it is where it is because of a lot of different factors, which we'll talk about in the video. But I think that Destiny is kind of in the same boat. Like, every single year, new games come out. Oh, it's going to be the Destiny killer, the next Destiny killer. Like, this game's going to kill Destiny, you know? And Diablo 4 was one of those. And I actually decided to make this video today because just the other day I read an article on Diablo 4, which, by the way, I have not played Diablo 4, so you know, not a Diablo 4 player here. But it basically talked about a declining player base after launch. And of course, if you look at the Steam charts, when Diablo 4 launched, Destiny's player base went way down, and now it's slowly kind of rising back up again. And so I got on some media, you know, Reddit, among other things, to look and see what people are saying about Diablo versus Destiny specifically. And there's a lot of, you know, complaints that individuals have. You know, there's a lot of people talking about, you know, leaving Diablo to come back to Destiny, and vice versa, people leaving Destiny to go play Diablo, stuff like that. But yeah, why do I think that there will never be a game that actually dethrones Destiny outside of Destiny itself? You know, but the reason why is because Destiny currently is kind of one of a kind. It is a first person, how do I want to explain this? First person action-packed sci-fi looter shooter. I cannot think of any games, sorry, off the top of my head that even fit in that criteria. First person sci-fi looter shooter, you know, whatever all those words I just said were, you know, they have meaning to them, but I don't remember what they were. At any rate, you know, there's no other games like it. Like, there are other games similar. You know, Warframe is one of those that it's similar, but Warframe is third person, right? There have been other looter shooters, you know, Borderlands, for example, but I don't think Borderlands is actually an online game. I could be totally wrong on that. I've barely ever played Borderlands. I only played Borderlands like 2, I think is the one I played. But from what I understand, it is a single player game. Like, there are no other, I almost want to say MMO as well, because like Destiny is a, you know, it's an online multiplayer, whatever. I don't think it quite meets the criteria of MMO though. But no other games are like it, right? Not only that, but Bungie is a AAA studio. Bungie is not some indie studio that you know, they come along and make this game and it just all of a sudden blows up, right? And all of a sudden, you know, everybody in the world's playing it, blah, 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 you know, and people are loving it, and it skyrockets them into the spotlight. Like, no, Bungie did not come from that. Bungie had Halo, you know, and Halo was its you know, previous franchise right before Destiny. And Halo was a beloved game. Like, I have never met somebody who said they didn't love Halo, except for myself. Like, I didn't play much Halo, but it was also because I was on PlayStation back in the day. But, you know, Halo was a good game. It was, again, made by a AAA studio, which is Bungie. Pardon me, guys. Hold on. Oh, thought I was about to sneeze. This is a AAA, you know, AAA studio that made Destiny 2. I have not heard of any other AAA studios making games similar to Destiny 2, right? And I could be wrong. Like, there could be one in the works right now, a sci-fi first-person looter shooter online game in the works right now, but I don't see any game developer in their right mindset going out and trying to make something just like Destiny, because players are just going to go play Destiny, right? Like, it would be like first-person shooters trying to make a Call of Duty game. Right, like I remember, oh God, what was it? There was a game that came out kind of recently, you know, and people were talking about how, oh, it's going to be the Call of Duty killer. It was very similar to Call of Duty. It was a lot cheaper to play. I watched like a video on it and why it was going to be the Call of Duty killer. Haven't heard anything since. Haven't ever played it. Haven't heard about it. Like, I'll get on and play Call of Duty, but I'm not going to get on and play this other game. I really don't remember the name of it. I wish I could. Maybe one of y'all know in the comments. At any rate, you know, players that say, oh, it's going to be the Destiny killer. Like, I don't think players say that. I think that true, like, Destiny fans know that there's nothing else on the market that is even remotely close to Destiny, right? And the games that come out from a standpoint of, I dare I say, like, business standpoint, like it would be like, you've got Chick-fil-A, for example, that sells delicious chicken, and then you got Mom's Chicken, the local shop that opens up on the corner that has food that tastes just like Chick-fil-A, right? Who's going to be more popular? Chick-fil-A, because it's already established. Destiny is kind of in that same boat. Like, Destiny has already been established for almost a decade now, as the first person action packed looter shooter role play, whatever. I don't even know. I'm kind of throwing words out there at this point, but yeah, I don't see any games ever dethroning Destiny, which brings us to Diablo. Diablo was said to be, the Destiny killer. Like, I guess everything that I'm saying here depends on your, like, how you view a killer, right? When I think of a game killer, like, it is a game that is very, very similar, similar genres and stuff to, whatever game, like, the Call of Duty reference I was talking about earlier. Call of Duty is a first person arcade style shooter, right? This game that came out that was going to dethrone, right, Call of Duty, it was a first person arcade style shooter. Very, very similar, like similar weapons, similar theme, boots on the ground, stuff like that, just like Call of Duty. But I mean, again, like it didn't kill Call of Duty, right? And I guess, or sorry, I was making that comparison because it was very similar. Like it had potential to maybe be a Call of Duty killer. I don't think any game, like I said, will ever kill Call of Duty because Call of Duty is so established. But games that come out and they're in a similar format as another game, like Destiny, if another first person action packed live game service looter shooter comes out, it likely will not dethrone Destiny because Destiny is so established amongst the community and it's beloved by the community. I mean, everything from the art style to the fluidity of the gunplay, like, in order for something to dethrone Destiny, it's going to take some wild skill. But back to my topic a second ago, when you think of a killer, like, I guess it depends on your definition of what a killer is, right? Because a killer to me is a game that is very, very similar. Like, it's the same genre, stuff like that, because, like, obviously, if I wanted to play, what is it? What is Diablo? Not a third person. I can't remember the name of it, but like Diablo style. Like, yeah, Diablo is, a loot-based game. I wouldn't even say it's a shooter, really. I've watched gameplay. That's it. Again, I have never played it, so I don't know. But I've watched gameplay for it, and it's not really a shooter. It's not first person. Like, it can't be a Destiny killer to me because it's not at all close to Destiny. Like, I'm not a big fan of that, top-down style, game that Diablo is. Which is, what I've seen gameplay for, right? And I haven't seen much gameplay. Like, mind you, like, I've seen maybe like a collective of like 4 minutes of gameplay from Diablo 4. So if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, it is probably because I don't know what I'm talking about. But, there are so many games that people said, it's going to be a Destiny killer. And it's not because of, again, a multitude of reasons. It's because Destiny doesn't really have a competition currently. Like, it has other games that are similar, like Warframe. I know Destiny's been compared to Warframe a lot, but Warframe is third person, Destiny is first person. I don't know about everybody who watches this video. Me personally, I don't care much for third person games. The only third person games that I play currently, State of Decay 2, and that's the only one I can think of, right? I don't play third person games not because I hate third person games, but I don't prefer that camera style. Like, if I'm going to play a looter shooter, I'm going to play Destiny, right? Because it's first person. The Division, I think the Division is a pretty good example of, another one is a Destiny killer, right? Division was a looter shooter, had a very interesting concept, but it was third person. I didn't care for it. Now, don't get me wrong, the combat felt fluid in the Division, but I didn't care for it much because third person is just not my thing. Like, I would much rather play a first person game. So when a first person sci-fi action packed looter shooter drops or is revealed or something like that, then we can start potentially talking about Destiny killers from my standpoint. Again, my standpoint is, my opinion. Maybe your opinion of what a killer is anything that takes players away from a game, because in that case, obviously Diablo 4 would be a Destiny killer because it took players away from Destiny. But, as a side note, I guess here, players lots of people, players and non-players alike, say, oh, Destiny is dead. Destiny's dead. I mean, the charts don't lie. Destiny's not dead. Okay, it has its ups and downs just like every other game that has ever existed. No, it's not really on a high rise. Last time I looked, which was, a couple months ago, I guess, but it's not really on a high rise. But it's not a dead game. Like it still has support. I mean, again, dead game. What is your opinion of a dead game? Like, what is your idea of a dead game? Is a dead game a game that's slowly losing players, like bleeding players, so to speak? Or is it a game that is like, does not have support for it anymore? Because I mean, think about something like Fallout 4. I play Fallout 4 still. Fallout 4 is a dead game, or is it? I wouldn't say it's a dead game because I have a lot of fun in it, but there's no more support for it. There's no more DLCs. The only support we get is through mods on Fallout 4, right? And so it would be considered to be maybe a dead game to you, not to me, right? It's all so opinionated nowadays. Like, what is a dead game? And everybody has their idea of, oh, I'm right. My idea of a dead game is the right idea of a dead game, and yours is wrong. And it's just not the case. There will always be players playing X game. The Call of Duty World at War. Holy crap, that's an old game. That was the first major online, second major online Call of Duty game, right? You could get in there, I guarantee you still find people playing that game to this day, right? Is it dead? Yes and no. Like, if players are still actively playing it and you're able to find matches, I wouldn't really say it's dead. But at the same time, if it doesn't have support, is it dead? I don't know. But Destiny, it's not, its player base is not facing any substantial losses. It's still being actively supported, albeit not as good as we want it to, but we're not here to rant about Bungie, blah, blah, blah. We're just talking about Destiny killers and dead games and blah, 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 because that's what I felt like talking about today. But I don't know. That's kind of my whole thoughts on Destiny being a dead game. Like, I made this video because I had a friend of mine just yesterday or the day before talking about how Destiny's a dead game. He's like, why do you still play it? It's a dead game. And I'm like, what do you mean it's a dead game? Like, explain yourself. And he said, no one plays it. And I was like, brother, like, first of all, like, I pulled up Steam charts from him. I'm like, it has a massive player base every day, right? Like, I have no issue finding games. So like, is it really dead? And people like to say games are dead because it's more of a personal emotional thing. Like, I imagine there are many of you who are watching this video that do not play Destiny anymore that would say it's a dead game. That's your right. I would say you're wrong, but you would say you're right. And it's because our opinion on the word dead, like, what is dead? Dead to you might be, I don't enjoy it anymore. Right? Or I never did enjoy it in the first place, because I know that's how my homie was, like, when I was talking to him 2 days ago, right? We were talking about it. I was like, what makes it dead? And he's like, well, nobody plays it. I said, I don't have trouble finding games, right? And he was like, well, you're one of the 5 people that play it. I pulled up Steam charts and showed him. I said, this is like today. Like, this is how many players were on yesterday and the day before, blah, blah, blah. And I know that this person, he just don't like Destiny. I don't know why. It's just not his thing, right? Not every game is everybody's thing, but yeah, that's my whole thoughts on Destiny killers and the topic of Destiny being a dead game. Like, it's not a dead game from my perspective, but I want to hear your perspective. Like, is Destiny a dead game? Is it dead to you personally? Because I think that's another thing. It's like, Destiny being a dead game, it can be dead to you personally, but that doesn't mean it is a dead in terms of whatever else, because if you don't like playing Destiny, and I know there's some of you that are in my comments that are like, wow, I haven't played Destiny in months. First of all, thank you for your viewership. I love it. I love that you watch content for a game you don't even play. That makes me very, very happy. Keep watching videos or else. But the game might be dead to you, and that's totally fine. That's your opinion. And really, I wouldn't even say that's an opinion. If it's dead to you, that's a fact, because it is circular to you. Like, it is only you. Like, your opinion is dead to me. For example, a game that's dead to me, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a game that's dead to me. I have not touched Grand Theft Auto 5 since maybe 2014, 2015. Does that mean it's a dead game? No. And obviously Rockstar beats a dead horse with it because it's been out for a decade now, and they're still like, hey, this is our game, woohoo! But it's dead to me because, of course, I don't play it. Let's turn that down just a little bit. I don't play Rockstar games, I don't play Grand Theft Auto, but I can't sit here and say it's dead. I can say it's dead to me, but I can't sit here and say it's dead as a general statement. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on dead games, Destiny killers. Like, hey, I'm currently you know, it's that point in the season, let's be honest, where Destiny has slowed down. I'm looking for some other really fun games to play. Of course, this does not mean Destiny content will stop, okay? Destiny content is going to continue to flow 6 days a week unless I'm sick or otherwise incapacitated. But I am looking for other games to play, so, you know, hit me up with some of y'all's favorite games besides Destiny. Of course, let me know your thoughts on dead games. Is Destiny dead to you? Do you think it's dead in general? Like, I want to hear all your thoughts in the comments. Of course, if you like today's video, drop a like because it helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, do me a favor. Watch the video you see on the screen right now because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you will like it. Guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.